Thank you, Jasper. Yes, this is indeed Lost Kingdoms, and it is indeed from From Software. If you were wondering what sort of things they were doing before Dark Souls, Demon Souls, and Bloodborne, where they got really big, this is one of them. So yeah, card-based JRPG is what we've got here. And yeah, a little bit on short notice that I'm doing this. Let's see here. Time hasn't started yet, don't worry. So yeah, it's not gonna fully fit, so I'm just gonna remove the vowels and call it a day. There we go, that actually fits perfectly, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so time will start when I gain control, and yeah, there will be a blurb with the pre-story of the game, which is one day there was black fog, now there's monsters trying to kill everyone. Then there'll be a loading screen followed by the first proper cutscene in the game. When I press start to skip that cutscene is when I gain control and time will start. Yeah, so here's the loading screen. So yeah, get ready to start the time. I can skip it at any point, so I can count it down nice and simple. 3, 2, 1, go! So this is Lost Kingdoms. We're playing as Katia and the princess of the land, and our father, the king, told us to stay in the castle away from the monsters, except if things go south of the castle, get the runestone and get out. Well, things went south, so now we're going to get the runestone and get out. A magical artifact that lets us to use cards to beat people up. It also gives us extra health. Alright. So, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I said 3. And you're done. So yeah, that's the first fight. I'll go over the battle system in a little bit more detail as we get into the proper tutorial stage. Really nice thing. Entire set of text boxes can be skipped with one press of the B button. Alright, so the battle system. So in the top left is my health bar, the long blue bar that says 100. And there's a circle with the number 10 in it. That is my my stones, my magic stones, which is the mana-like resource this game has. You can see the cards in the bottom right. They have, they have 3 of them have a sword icon on them, which means they're weapon cards, which is a type of card that, yeah, it's an instant attack that comes out. I'll go over the other types later. So yeah, this is a fight, and even though this is the tutorial where you're supposed to learn how to play the game lets you run away from fights. And that is not standard behavior. There are fights such as boss fight where you are disallowed from running away. So, you know, you can ask the question why they didn't do that for the tutorial fights, but it does mean we don't have to deal with them. So yeah, on the cards you can also see a crystal with a number next to it. That's the amount of magic stones it costs to use. Now, more on that later, because first we gotta break the game. This is where the speedrun part comes in. And yeah, because there's a cutscene here that puts us in a specific spot, that's how we get back in bounds and why going out of bounds works. Alright, use this wide swing from the lizard man to just hit multiple people. It's a really good way to deal damage. Now these cards have borders. You see the yellow border of the card on B. You can see the green border on the cards that we have on A and X. That's the element. So the blue card that I was using is water elemental. If on fire. So yeah, that was the second fight. Right. So now we have Gerd, a person that guides us as we try to be magic, and I just left, except I didn't need to. There was things to do there. Alright. It's fine though, I can go back in. Because here comes the second part of the speedrun of this, is shopping and guard setup. So sell... No, don't sell the Mandragora. That's a very important card that I need to keep. Yeah. Essentially sell everything I'm not gonna use. I'll keep the Dragon Knight. 635, that's not too... actually, no, that is enough for what I need. So for Marathon Safety, I'm gonna buy 14 of these Flying Ray cards. Why 14? Because it costs 420 gold in total. Alright, now go into our deck, and I definitely forgot to buy a thing. Oopsie. Maybe should have practiced this run more, but it's fine, it's fine. So I need this card, and I need 3 of them. Mandragora. I need to have 4 in total, and I got 1 as a reward for at the end of the stage. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. All right, bless soon. So all the encounters that we've had so far are fixed. They're scripted. Always in the same place. This is the first stage where we're going to be dealing with random encounters, and the ones I specifically don't want are with these statues, or capstans as the game calls it, that I have to interact with. Because the encounters in these ones, you cannot run away from. So what I'm doing here, I'm walking a very specific path through this stage. From the fights you saw earlier, there is a sort of grid system almost, whereas like every fight takes place in a certain square of the arena, a square of the stage, and yeah, that's how the game is divided up. However, if you walk on the line between 2 areas, the game cannot give you an encounter. You have to be fully in a square to get an encounter. So yeah, this encounter is not with a statue / capstan, so this one I can just run away from. Runaway does come with the cost of losing a card, which is why I bought 14 Flying Rays just to cover for when I have to run away from fights I don't want. Right, skip that cutscene. Go up to the boss fight here. Now, I mentioned the element system before. You can see the Flying Rays in my hand. So, this is why they're broken. They auto-aim, and they're super effective on this boss. There. So the way type effectiveness works in this game is you can see the elements in the top left. Clockwise is essentially how the super effective works. No, my deck's good. Okay. And super effective adds 50% damage. Now, the Flying Ray has 15 attack, and it has a property called Pierce Defense, which means it ignores defense entirely, meaning it does a consistent 15 base damage. So yeah, I clipped out of bounds earlier by walking through... But just running into the wall in a specific spot and just slipping through the cracks of the reality. So this is a random encounter, which is why I'm running in circles. This is a random encounter that I want to get. I find Blue Fairy. The Blue Fairies, they can give you random things, and one of them is an encounter. So I guess that worked out. So now I'm holding the R button while pressing the cards in my hand. This shuffles them out. Because I need... you know what? For safety, I'm gonna pick... I'm gonna get all 4 of these. So yeah, around this chest, face somewhat this way. Spam the button to drop it right in front of me. Get behind the chest. Face the same way again. Drop another one and go left. Oh. Okay, didn't do entirely right. This is why I have 4 of them. There we go. Pop into the wall. And there we go. We're out. And now just continuously walk into this direction until I see the particle effect change on the runestone. There you go. I'm hitting the edge of the area and I can run away. Right. Skip the rest of the stage and just immediately get into the boss fight. See, all the cards I shuffled out earlier, I have them available to me again. Nice, he killed the... Okay, so I want to stand in a space where... In a spot where I'm hitting him with these flying rays, but he's not hitting me with his attack, like so. Also, there's a little bit of a delay on when you can use your cards. So I'm trying to use, like, different buttons to do this. But there we go. Alright, that was Burial Grounds. Alright, so Shell Passage. The next stage. Now I'm doing a confusing thing here. I'm gonna go in, select abort, and go out. And then go back in. That seems very pointless, but this game has a dynamic difficulty mechanic. If you fail a stage... the game puts the stage into what we refer to as easy mode. What it essentially does is it removes a bunch of optional encounters from the map, and sometimes also scripted encounters. And yeah. And one thing one thing to mention, that the reason why we do it is because we have methods to time out the loads in this game, despite this being a console game. And as a result, most of the time spent doing that abort is spent in loading, therefore it uses up very little time. And an encounter itself essentially loses at least 7 seconds. Getting an encounter you don't want. So yeah, the objective for this stage is break these glass containers and then complete the fight that's in there. Alright, so yeah, this is a scripted encounter that I'm gonna have to sit through. The water hopper is playing nice, not getting in my way over here where I want to go. And yeah, the mode here is you walk slow through it. So yeah, I want to be on the edges as much as possible. You also get slow walking if you drop low on health. So I also would like to avoid that. Okay, this is the only water card I have. I completely whiffed that. Don't know why I hit that. Okay. Unusual method to that fight, but it worked either way. So yeah, as for what we're doing in the story is all this time we've just been trying to catch up to the king, our main character's father here. And that's literally all you need to know. You spend a good portion of the game just chasing your dad. And like, there's multiple stages where the dialogue will be like, oh, you just missed him. He was just here. You went this way, and then you go there, and then you go this way. And it's like, oh, you just missed him. Yeah. Okay, now I want to quickly break this box. There's breakable objects in fights, but you have to have either an enemy break them or break them yourself with a card. And I absolutely need this chest. Because in this chest is the Running Bird card, which is absolutely vital for the next stage. It's used in a couple later places in the run as well, but with the more advanced strats that I do nowadays. Yeah, I will need a running bird for the next stage, and that's one consistent place to get it. Might be the only place you can get it at this point in the game. Alright, so now that we've broken all the glass containers, we can go here and spawn this boss fight with the Mind Flayer. So yeah, just spam attacks, only the Mind Flayer needs to die. And then the fight will end. Alright, get this key. That is the key I need to escape this place. And get to the Castle Grail, which is the next destination after this. Okay, skip the cutscene. I'll get a red fairy. Red fairies are collectibles, but they're useless for the speedrun, so we don't want them. So, the thing about skipping that cutscene is you cut back the gameplay, and this fence, this gate that's opening, stays where it was in the cutscene at the moment you skipped it. It doesn't skip forward. The gate doesn't skip forward to where it would be if you let the cutscene play normally. So, you know, that's also a nice little trick to have more time to get there. And didn't get an encounter at the end, which is nice, and we got to the end. Now, I get 3 cards here at the end, and I want one of them to be a Mind Flayer. Because speedrun, I have to skip the reward and just find out later if I got it or not. Alright, very important, do not mess this up. In fact, I'm going to make a safety save here. Save over this file. Because remember when I mentioned easy mode and how it removes encounters from the map? If I fail this upcoming trick and I reset the stage, the encounter I'm going to use for the trick is one of the encounters that gets removed by easy mode. So yeah, I'm making a safety save there. So I can reload the save and have this fight available again. So it is a random encounter, so yeah, I'm just running in circles, specifically in this corner, because this is the furthest away from where the enemy will spawn. And it's pretty important that I don't have the enemy aggro on me. Encounter sure taking its sweet time. Sometimes makes me wonder if I somehow broke the game even more and magically removed this encounter from the map, even though this is my first visit. There it is. Oh, the Birdman. Right, so I do have to shuffle cards out again. The Birdman is definitely the hardest to drop aggro if he gets onto you. And yeah, he's about to. Ow. Right, so I do need the 3 Mandragoras, these cards that you saw me use in Burial Grounds. Right. Right, so I'm gonna spend some time trying to drop aggro here, but it might not work, and I might have to just try and man mode this. Alright, it worked. Problem is, he's probably gonna come this way and aggro me again. Because I don't think I can get past by sticking to the left. His aggro range is also pretty big. And yeah, I can do it with him aggroing me, but it's just easier to do it without. Uh-oh. Ah, he's on me again. Alright, you know what? I've made the safety save. I guess I'll just try to man mode this. Okay, so stand here, turn around. Okay, go now. Clip up here. Can I still do it? No, because the fight ended. Alright. Well, safety save is getting loaded. Okay, confirm that the bird is in the deck. I know I made the save afterwards, but I want to make sure. Yeah, there is another way to do this, but I am way too inexperienced with the alternative method to doing this. So I'm gonna stick to what I know and do it here. Yeah, the Birdman was probably the worst to get it with. Oh, can you give me an encounter? No, you give me health instead while I was already at full health. Thanks. So yeah, that's another thing that the Blue Fairy can give you. Can give you health, can give you cards back that you've used. Will-O-Wisp, nice. That's the best one to get. Although I needed to stay away from me. So the Will-O-Wisp is gonna blow up if I get too close. Like it almost did just there. Alright, there's the bird. I do not like him being in that corner. I want him to be like here, where I'm standing right now. Can you come? It also doesn't aggro, by the way. It moves around randomly. Luckily, there's no time limit on fights. I can just... It's just when it dies, the fight ends. But I need this fight to not end. You know what? In that corner is fine. I can go for it now. Okay, so stand here, turn around. Quick drop. Quick drop. Turn that way. Quick drop. Get up here. There we go. Then use another and clip out. And then I can run away. Alright. Shame that took 2 tries. Well, I'll take it. It's a marathon. Hey, yeah, doing that skips the entire stage, by the way. I'm just going to the end now. That's what we do, is clip out of bounds and then run to the end. And let the cutscene put us back in. Alright, so this lovely lady that is going to be no problem whatsoever is called Helena. Yeah, she is a card user just like you. Problem is I'm poisoned. Which, yeah, it stuns me and does 1 damage over time. The stun is honestly the obnoxious part, so I'm just wiggling the stick to try and get rid of it sooner. That genuinely works. So yeah, she gets invincibility frames just like you do when you use cards. But yeah, there is a window of time in which you can stun lock her. Completely missed. That also completely missed. And yeah, by the way, if I run out of cards, I have 12 out of 22 left. Yeah, I have to reset the stage. I can't do anything. Alright, there we go. Slow, but a decent fight. Ow. Had to hit me at the end there. Alright, so that was a pretty rough grail yet. So this is the low health being slow, but yeah, I get healed. I pick up a runestone, which improves my health and magic stone capacity. And I pick up a siren for marathon safety. It just lies there on the floor. Now, yeah, because I skipped the entire stage, I only get 1 card as a reward. Alright, so we're back in the apothecary again to talk to Gerd about what to do next. Now that we've picked up a runestone. One of the few dialogues in the game you can't 1 button skip with B. Also the dialogues here in the overworld. Alright, now we're moving into Bridge of Sarvin. So yeah, cards don't matter here. I am not gonna get into fights in this. Or the fights I get into, I will skip. But I do need to open this chest to get the gold butterfly card. Remember the running bird I picked up earlier that I needed to clip out of bounds in the previous stage? There's card combos in this game. And one of them is using the golden butterfly, which slows enemies down. And the running bird, which speeds you up. using them together creates a combo effect that you'll see in due time. There it is, the gold butterfly. It says here's an enemy, so now I'm getting slowed down. That was me pressing A too early to escape, so I used the card that was on A instead. Alright. Alright. So, I ran into a wall earlier, but now I need to walk. Specifically walk. God bless this game for 360-degree movements, because there we go, we're out. I'm a little surprised I was able to do that without pause buffering, because yeah, that's a very thin clip. But yeah, you can pause buffer if you manage to pause the game on a frame where you partially clipped inside. If you let go of the stick and then unpause, yeah, you fall through. You don't move out of the spot. And yeah, for again skipping a bunch of things, only get one card reward. But it could be a siren or a golden butterfly, which I need, which will be nice. I don't have to buy them later. And in the case of the gold butterfly, I have two, which means I have a secondary one as a backup. While I was explaining that, I did a stage that's just a cutscene, so you press start and you're done. Alright, Epreg Mines. Same recipe as before with Bridge of Sarvan, except I'm doing it a little bit earlier and just clip out about here already. The game is gonna spam abandoned level prompts because this is the more sophisticated way of leaving a level is by going back to the start and like hitting an edge. And yeah, the reason these out of bounds clips are as nice as they are is because there's a mini-map. The mini-map is so extremely helpful for navigating the void. I have to specifically come into this room that way. Alright, what do I do here? I'll just fight the Puppet Master for a bit. Okay, now I'm slowed. So yeah, annoyingly, these cards have 32 health. These Kada pokers. So I need 3 flying rays to hit them. I'll just get rid of the bird. Okay, so attack me. There we go. Iframe through it. The iframes you get from from weapon cards is very short. I have to time my attacks. Oh, ow. Okay, completely whiffed that one. Right, I am not doing well on this. But there we go. That's the fight done. Go over here. And skip, and then again, skip the full stage, so only one card. And I am gonna need cards for selling later, for the deck build during the later part of the run. Right. So the strategy you would do when you're first learning this game, you would do a shopping spree here. But yeah, I will skip it and go straight to Burnden Field, where I'm gonna do another clip that is just as tight as the one in Bridge of Sarvan, except with the caveat being that you cannot pause buffer it. Yeah, that's a fight you cannot escape, so I have to beat him. Alright, run along the wall here. Now, using some very obscure and nonsensical visual cues using off-colored spaces in the wall, I know where this clip is. So much so that I cannot verbally explain them and would have to send you a picture where I've like marked them. It's more this. Sorry about the somewhat obnoxious, rapidly moving images as I get clipped back in bounds. What's got it there? Ooh, video game. Ooh. Alright. Got a little bit of strain on my hand there from trying to hold this position in the control stick. Because again, I need to walk and not run. Oh, there we go. That took me significantly longer than usual. So yeah, you see this yellow circle on the minimap? That's the mid-boss, and yeah, this is what we do to skip him. And we're gonna go straight to the end. But good news, we finally succeeded in catching up to our father. Except there's a boss here that I have to deal with first. Okay, so dodge that attack. Kill you. Kill you. Okay, so no elemental advantage, but my flying rays are still doing 22 damage, which is 15 plus 50%. So yeah, question is, how do we solve this mystery? Well, you see, Beelzebub, as a card, it has an effect that increases damage by 50% for everything. Both yourself and enemies. And guess what? It does the same as an enemy. So it boosts my damage by 50%. Which is why the flying rays did 22 damage. Alright, so here's Castle White. Is it Castle White or Castle of White? It's Castle of White, okay. So yeah, this is another abort to remove scripted encounters. In fact, the running word that I would normally pick up if I didn't need one for Castle Grail is right here. I'm gonna pick it up now as a backup. Right. So take this up here. Okay, I want to approach this. Do I want to... Oh, there we go. Remember that last enemy I killed, the kitty trap. It's gonna be very important for later. It is, as the name implies, a trap that sets off if you get too close. Luckily, you can stay out of its range and then attack it with a water card. And then, yeah, it goes away. So me walking to the right and then back to the left here is to avoid an encounter box. And stay out of there. Alright, so I'm gonna break these breakable objects to give myself a pathway. Just when I leave this place. Getting hit a lot. Right. Pick up a couple crystals. Because yeah, if you're wondering how you replenish... Yeah, I'll talk a bit more about the magic stones here. So the magic stones, as I explained, are your resource for using cards. However, if you run out, you're not disabled from using cards, you pay with health instead. There's a very complicated formula to calculate how much damage you do. But it's, yeah, the bottom line is the more you overdraw, and to explain what overdraw means is if you have 4 stones and you use a card that costs 6, you would be overdrawing by 2. That's how that works. So if you overdraw, yeah, the amount you overdraw and then it does damage to your current health, meaning that as long as you overdraw by less than your maximum, you can never die. 1 health is the lowest you can go, at which point the formula will always return 0. The only exception is that if you overdraw by more than your maximum, because then, yeah, then the damage to current health will be over 100%, meaning you die instantly, regardless of how much health you have. Also, pick up these stones, because the game can crash if I don't. And it's happened to me before. Never in that fight, but there is another place where it also can happen, and there it has happened to me. And yeah, what happens with that crash is the game overflows with crystals that are on the floor. The game, to invoke the meme, gets confused and collects all of the crystals at once, or the crystals all magically turn into blue fairies, which instantly get collected. Blue fairies are never meant to be present in fights, so it doesn't know what to do in crashes. Alright, now we're off the Grand Vault Church. We have to run our way to get these candles. Now I'm gonna run in the middle here. This is another example of running in between 2 encounter boxes, meaning you're fully in neither of them, and the game cannot give you encounter. As you can see, the moment I got out, I get this encounter here. Now, to mitigate the time loss here, I'm gonna break the fence and then run away. Now I don't have to do the long trek. Unfortunately, the time loss from getting an encounter is still larger than, yeah, not having to walk around like this. If only you could break these things mid-game, would be a lot nicer. Maybe this track would be shorter, but I have been informed by other runners that at no point is an encounter with breaking the fence faster. Especially not when you get them afterwards. And, you know, you don't have to break the fence. So yeah, it's not a time save, it's just time loss mitigation. Alright, I lost the flying ray, and then the blue fairy I was right on top of gave me the flying ray back. Nice. Alright, so yeah, doesn't matter what order you put them in. I just do like natural walking, natural pathing, and it just ends up that way. Oh, whoops. Nope, interact with the chat, then press start to skip the cutscene. Alright, so here's the vampire. If I do this fight properly, this will be no problem whatsoever. Alright, so I do definitely want to deal with these demons first, because if they hit you, they stun you, and they heal health off of you. Okay. Alright, he's just lumping around. Whoops, I did that too early. Okay, so this is a negative effect that the vampire can give you. He can disable your cards temporarily. So yeah, I primarily want flying rays because that's the easiest way to stun lock him, like this. And then night. Alright, so as a matter of fact, that fight did not go smoothly. Alright, Apothecary. This time we are gonna do shopping. All the cards I've collected since the last time I shopped are gonna come into play now. Including the coveted Mind Flay, which I did get, so I am hella good for money. In fact, I'm gonna only sell the cards that give a lot of money. 65. I have 2 sirens as well, so I got a siren from Bridge of Sarvan. Which means I will buy 1 Hand of Pain and 9 kitty traps. So I barely sold anything. Alright, so next up is the stage Coliseum. Now, remember how I said that you cannot do anything if you run out of cards and you have to reset? So, you know, it may or may not sound like a terrible idea to only go into a stage with just 4 cards. But I am not going... I will explain things afterwards, but for now, just watch and enjoy the show. Boss fight against Helena again. And that is the boss fight done. Remember all those shenanigans that she did in the earlier fight? Yeah, none of that. So this is where the golden butterfly running bird combo comes into play. What is the effect of it? It's a time stop. It completely freezes time. So first of all, the enemy doesn't move, which makes them easy to hit. But on top of that, it cuts their invisibility frames extremely short. So yeah, so the combo that I use there is the time stop to freeze her in place. Then the Hand of Pain, which boosts the damage of water cards. Yeah, I'll bring the wizard as well. And then bring the 9 kitty traps. And the flying rays. There we go. That's the deck that we're going to be using until the end of the game. So yeah, this is the final deck edit we do. Mount Jordan. So yeah, to catch you back up on the story a little bit, it turns out Helena is from another dimension, and there's this evil guy that collected all the runestones from her dimension, and basically became all powerful, started terrorizing the people. Helena escaped to our dimension. Yeah, Helena escaped to our dimension to try and get our runestone so she could level the playing field and fight her. The fight that we just did with a at the Coliseum was actually a fight to the death. So yeah, so her dying wish is for us to get all the runestones and defeat this evil guy. So we're going through Mount Jordan to get to the next stage. So here we have the boss. Okay. So this is not the cards I want. I want 3 kitty traps. Okay, so look at the X's on as the game lags a bit. Kaboom, everyone's dead. So yeah, putting down 3 kitty traps is another combo. We affectionately refer to it as catastrophe. And yeah, it just creates a big explosion that is more powerful, definitely more powerful than the 3 combined. Additionally, the Hands of Fire enemies that were accompanying the dragon, they boost damage of all fire cards, both on its side as well as on the opposing side. The presence of one, it does not stack, so it doesn't matter that there's 2 of them. The presence of them, it boosts the damage of the catastrophe combo enough that it insta-kills the dragon and the Hands of Fire. Sometimes they can be out of range of the explosion, and you can miss them, and then you have to kill them the hard way and the slow way. But they cooperated. They did not knock me out of the setting up the combo, so the kitty traps would go off normally without and disappear before I could set up the combo. They were all within the explosion radius, and all just got insta-killed. You know, that was a very solid fight. Took a normal hit that didn't knock me down, so, you know, not much time lost there either. But yeah, Ruarok Tower, this is the stage that we trekked through Mount Jordan to get here. Because, yeah, we're gonna essentially ask a favor from the gods. I'm not 100% on the story here. Now, I did notice... I did another abort here, because... To put it into perspective, you're seeing the time loss here from, like, all the transitions. All the transitioning and running into a wall in place to trigger the escape sequence. Whoops. Did not want to turn the camera there, but I did anyway. But yeah, to give you an idea, the usual amount of encounters you'll get in this stage is 6 to 7 without an abort. And with an abort, it's 2 to 3, usually. I have been told that someone has had an encounterless Rural Rock Tower before, but... It's like only happened once, and the people that love this game, yours truly included, play this game a lot. You know, we're a small community, but we're very dedicated. Which I think you have discovered by all the going out of bounds and shenanigans that I've been doing. Goes without saying, methinks. Alright, so we have the maximum capacity of runestones. We have 300 health and 30 magic stones. 30 magic stones and our maximum capacity. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of this wizard card and... Yeah, do this. Alright, the 3 X's. Wiggle the stick to get out of the petrification. Yeah. So, yeah, look at how much damage that did to this dragon. That's one hit. Taking him down from 180 to 66. Right, I'm gonna let Siren then finish it off for funsies. But yeah, that was actually a really good fight. I could spend time memeing with Siren. That's how good that fight was. Just getting Catastrophe right away, blowing up the skeletons in one hit, also hitting the dragon. Alright, so I've got good news and bad news. We're gonna yeet all the way over here on the map. And go to Broch Black. So the good news is, this is the final stage of the run. The bad news is that it is the most difficult stage of the run by an absolute landslide. You know when people say that the run actually starts here? Well, this is the equivalent for this game of, yeah, this is where the run starts. Everything else is just set up to get here. Alright, so for this stage I'm going to be doing another clipping out of bounds in a fight. Using cards that push me out. I'll get rid of these running birds. Yeah, so this arena is just too small. The edges of the box are out of bounds, so I can't escape. Nor do I want to, because every time I escape, I lose a card. And in this stage, if I lose certain cards that I absolutely need, I have to reset the stage. Shoutouts to my first official speedrun of this. After I finished learning. This stage took me 13 attempts. And in my second run, it took 6. So yeah, all that I just did was sequencing to spawn this fight. This is the fight I'm going to use to clip out of bounds. However, this is not... However, as I explained before, I don't want to lose cards from running away. Which means I have to also kill these puppet masters. So that's what I'm setting up for. I've got my cards here. I just need them to be in the right place. I need them to be just a little bit closer. Yeah, that is good. Okay, so they hit me. So now it's go time. I need to think of the sequencing here. Okay, so Siren. Kitty trap, kitty trap, kitty trap. Then disable the Siren, because I need the kitty traps to blow them up. Oh, crap, I ran away. Okay, so bad news, I ran away. Which I shouldn't have done. Good news is I didn't lose a vital card, so we're safe. We're in the clear. I mean, we're not. There's still many things that can go wrong, which would force me to reset the stage. But yeah, in regards to what I just mentioned and did anyway, we got through it. But hey, I may have to do it again. Alright, so yeah. Okay, using the mini-map to move around. I'm sure we could figure out how to move without a mini-map, but I'm just glad we don't have to. I'm glad we don't have to resort to such a thing. Okay, so here he is. It's your boy, Thanos. That siren should be good enough still. You know what? I got the other one, so I'm just gonna use the healthy one. Okay. Okay, so all I need now is the Hand of Pain, which... It's possible that I didn't notice I had it and discarded it, in which case we are doomed. Because the other card that I could use as a replacement is the wizard card I lost by running away. And it would definitely be on brand for me to have me be messed up. Also, I'm being drained a lot of cards, so I need to absolutely nail this trick. Or I have to reset. Okay, his health doesn't seem to be going down quickly enough. It just had to come down to this, hadn't it? I have one card. It is enough to kill him. But I need to hit it, which is the problem. It's Flying Ray, which is helpful. So yeah, if you're wondering why I haven't tried to hit him yet, it's because I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to sidestep once. And yep. That's rip. It went for the wrong enemy. That's my fault. I should have positioned myself better. This is why the estimate is what it is. So yeah, what basically went wrong there is I didn't exactly position the siren correctly, so the attacks it throws out weren't hitting Thanos quickly enough. Thanos was in a really awkward spot anyway, was right on top of me. So yeah, I may have been better off quick dropping Siren. Because that's essentially where I want to position Siren anyway. Is, yeah, position him on top. And this is something I want to talk about, because I completely neglected talking about the other card types that I first mentioned at the very beginning of the run. So Siren and Kitty Traps, and those cards I put down, Mandragoras as well, those are independents. They are allies you spawn in the fight and they help you. There's also summons, which have a lengthy cutscene and then do an attack. They're very slow, and that's why we don't use them in the speedrun. Okay, well, I got the cards I needed very quickly. Which is fortunate. Helps with the time loss from having to do this again. Is this gonna be good enough? I need them to be a little bit closer. Yeah, I'll go for it here. Yeah, they're hitting me. Okay. I'll zoom in here. Wait for it to push me out, then discard the Siren. The reason I'm discarding Siren is I don't want Siren to hit them, then have invincibility frames, and then have the Kitty Trap explosion miss them. Because at that point, I would have to run away because I'm already out of bounds, so I can't hit them anymore. Alright, I do need to, like, run around, because I can still get encounters while being in the void here. And again, any encounter I get at this point, I will have to run away from. And risk losing vital cards. Alright, so yeah, skip the cutscene here. No, I don't want to do it with Wizard. Okay, none of those are cards I need for this. Okay, there's the Hand of Pain. So I can just look for card borders now. Ah, the Effalont. Okay, there's the Healthy Siren, so I'll swap it out. Yeah, I'm looking for the yellow borders. You can see it in the preview. There's the bird. And there's the butterfly. So yeah, again for marathon safety, I'm gonna wait for him to do a summon. Specifically the vampire or the elephant, as I showed off earlier. There's the vampire. Okay, vampire is one I can do it on. I just need to make sure I don't do it too early. Vampire's effect is it dispels like people on the field. Okay. Yeah, cards on top of him. This should work. I will pick up the stones though, because yeah, there's that stone overflow crash I mentioned before. This is where it's happened to me on Thalnos. So this is not end time yet, because that was not the final boss. This is the God of Destruction. So he can summon elementals, one of each. When he has those white circles around him, he has invincibility frames, and now he's got all 4 on the field. So I'm gonna casually hang out here. Oh, is that gonna hit me? No, okay. So yeah, the reason I'm staying outside here is because this attack that he can do, if all 4 elementals are present, if it hits me, I get put to 1 HP. That ray of light does 98 damage. So, you know what? Let's put out the wizard to get some damage in, and there you go. Go Siren, go get him. It does actually stun him, so I can like sort of stun lock him. But you can see the card burning up in the bottom left, so there is a timer here. And if Siren gets attacked, it also does, it also, like, the duration gets reduced. So yeah, there goes Siren. 327, that's some good damage though. I'm proud of you, Siren. Alright. So now I'm gonna set up for another kitty trap combo. They don't actually have to be next to each other. You just need to have 3 on the field at all times. Luckily the explosion hit him. Okay, 3 attacks, and now I'm gonna move. This is all me playing safe, just so I don't die here and then have to do this entire stage again. I told you, this is the hardest stage in the game by a landslide. I will start casually mentioning to Tech when time will be, as I make my way through this fight. So once he dies, I get my card selection at the end of the stage, just like always. When I have selected those cards and press start to skip them. Once the screen's fully faded to black, that's when time is. So I'll give you another heads up when the boss actually dies. So wait for the invisibility frames to go away. Now set up kitty trap. And yeah, I spammed the button because with independence you can... Oh, boss is dead, get ready on time. That damage caught me off guard. So select, confirm, fade to black, and time. Hooey! That was certainly a video game. For how little practice I was able to do for this, I'll take a being underestimate. That's good enough for me. But yeah, to quickly finish the explanation before we sign off here. If you hold the button down of summoning an independent, you can keep the card flying around. And while the card is in flight, you have invisibility frames the entire time. I used it a couple times throughout the run to have invisibility frames and just beast my way through certain attacks. Alternatively, on the other side of things, if you press the button again while it's in flight, it instantly drops down, which what I did for the the times I clipped out of bounds using independence in combat. I spammed the button to quick drop them. So they pushed me out of the wall, because the pushing power of independence is greater than the pushing power of walls. So yeah. So thanks for watching, everyone. That was Lost Kingdoms. If you're interested in this game, want to check it out, check out this game or its sequel, Lost Kingdoms 2. Yeah, you can do the usual thing. Go to the speedrun.com pages for them. Speedrun.com/LK1, speedrun.com/LK2. Yeah. Browse the Discord link, join, and we'll get you set up. You don't have to do all this crazy shenanigans. We have beginner strats for this thing, for this stuff. Well, yeah, thanks again to Pixel Perfects as well for having me on with this. This is definitely a game the grind's pretty obnoxious, but showing this off at the marathons is always a good time.
Well, thanks right back at you, DoubleDubbel, for this run of Lost Kingdoms any%. Was a really lovely run. I mean, it very much looks very difficult, so good on you for still getting it done. And right up after this, we'll have a very exciting race as well of Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence, Theory UK versus House Test, with a very special mod not featured before on the Marathon. So definitely stay tuned, and we'll be right back.